back to my tutoring guide. I hope my videos are helping you to strive forwards. Today we'll be learning an exciting topic. We're going to learn how to use images in JavaScript. We'll also be learning about sprites. Let's crack on.
I'm delighted you're here with me today. I'll be teaching my fellow viewers how we add images in JavaScript. Creating sprites for every object we want to display can be quite confusing and tedious. After all, there are many characteristics which sprites have and it's easy to overlook them. A simple way to avoid this is to load an image into our canvas and give it position and scale characteristics. As you can see over here, with just a few lines of code, you can make a game which uses images instead of sprites, and it works exactly the same way as it would if it contained sprites. So it's quite an easy concept, and let's try and make one for ourselves. I've already made a folder which contains all my files, and I've added an image over here of a bicycle. If you want to add another image, all you have to do is go to Google. You have to type what you want to add. For example, I'm going to type animated bike. I'm going to go into my images, and all of these images, I can select any one of them. For example, if I want to use this image, I'll go save image as. I'm going to go where I want to save it, and I'm going to give it a name. For example, bicycle. It's saved, and when I go back, you'll see that this image is added. I don't want this image, so I'll delete it, and I'm using this image. It has no background. So if we want to load this image into our canvas, first of course we have to make our function setup. I'll give it a black, I'll give it a cyan background. I will load this image into the canvas now. So first I have to create a variable in which we're going to load the image. I'll name this variable bike. I'll create a canvas of 400 and 400. And now into this variable bike, I'll load the image. So I'll write bike is equal to load image, and then I have to write the name of the file. So my name of the file is mybike.png as it says over here. So I'm going to have to type the exact name of the file out. mybike.png. And remember to put the background before you load the image, because if we load the image before the background's just going to go over the image and we won't be able to see the image. So now I'm going to go into function draw, and I have to display this image. Right now all I've done is I've loaded the image inside the variable bike, but I haven't displayed the image. So to display the image, there's already a predefined, a pre-made function. It's called image, and inside this image we have to pass 5 parameters. One is the parameter in which we've loaded the image, the variable in which we've loaded the image. In this case, our variable in which we've loaded the image is where bike. I'll write bike over here. The next 2 parameters are the x position and the y position. The fourth parameter is the width of the object, and the last parameter is the height of the object. So for now, I'll display this image right in the middle of our canvas, which is 200, 200, and I'll give it a scale of 100 and 100. So now I'll run this program, I'll open web server. I've already selected my URL, so over here, and I'll click the URL. As we click the URL, you'll see that our bike it's displayed over here. I'll go back to my code. Now, I want to move this bike from right to left. Yep. So my right, I'll give my x value, um, I'll make a new variable and I'll assign the image's x value to that variable. So I'll make a new variable, pos x. I'll give it a starting position of, let's say 300. I'll give the bike's x positions value, I'll assign it to this variable. Now I want to decrease this variable, so if I continuously decrease this variable, you'll see that the bike, it seems like it's moving. So I'll go ahead and do that. Pos x is equal to pos x minus equal to, let's say 5. So if I go ahead and run it, you will see that our bike, it's moving, but it's continuously making many objects. It's printing that image loads of times. So that if I move this background over here, let's try and run it. Yeah, now let's see, we've got a cyan background and you can see our bike moving from right to left. So that's how easy it is to, instead of creating a sprite and adding an image and taking care of all of its parameters and all of its values, it's all you can do is just make a variable, load an image and add it onto our canvas, and you can give it parameters x, y, and scale x, scale y. So for example, if I want to make the bike bigger as it's traveling, or make a variable via scale, I'll give these two parameters the variable, I'll pass them, and I'll make this bike smaller as it's going along. Every time the computer reads it, it's going to get 2 smaller. Remember scale, it's already taken, so the computer already uses it. p5.play.js. This file already uses the word scale, so it's already taken. So if we take it, the computer's going to throw an error. So if we change the name of this variable, where bike, I mean scale bike, and we change it everywhere we've written scale, then our program should hopefully work. And over here, we haven't given scale bike a value, so I'll give it a value. And when I run it again, you'll see that our bike, it gets smaller every time. So that's how easy it is to use an image instead of a sprite. So I hope you like this video, and if you have any comments, feel free to comment down below. See you next time.